Of the many classes that spin off of the axe-wielding fighter class, the only one that ends up using a bow are the archer, the sniper, and their master class, the bow knight. Utilizing high dexterity and range, the bow knight allows you to strike down flying units with ease, while thinning out crowds with some powerful lined-up shots. Other than one unique class only available to Claude, this is your only option for a master class for bow users in Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. Let's jump on in and find out everything that they can do. The Bow Knight's mounted regular attack string consists of 7 attacks. You will fire off 3 shots, 5 shots, blast 3 down at the ground, spin and fire off a flurry of more arrows, release 3 more multi-volleys, fire off 4 more blast arrows, and then finish with a big pull and a single straight arrow that travels a good distance. Your unmounted regular attack string also has 7 attacks. It plays out remarkably similarly to the mounted string, with many shots fired either forward or blasting the ground, and of course finishing with 1 long shot. Let's check out their strong attacks next. In this section, I'm going to start with the mounted strong attacks and then go through the unmounted ones later. For your first mounted strong attack, you will do a long-range arrow shot. When you hit the strong attack button, you will begin to charge your arrow, and if you let it charge until full, your area of effect will be increased. Like other charge action mechanics, you can use this shot at the end of your other strong attacks by hitting the strong attack button shortly after using them. And if you do this, then your charge bar will fill up much faster. It's definitely a good idea to try to string this into your other combos as often as possible, as it can add up to a lot more damage, covering a lot of area. For your second strong attack, you will stomp down with your horse's hooves, and then shoot the enemies who have been launched with that into the air. Next up, your third strong attack has you spin your horse around, and give your enemies a good old horse kick to the face. Fourth, you will spin while firing arrows into the sky, which will then come raining down around where you were shortly afterwards. For your fifth strong attack, you will start blasting the ground while jumping and firing off blasts to the left, right, and front. Your sixth strong attack will have you jump while spinning, firing off multiple explosive areas around yourself. And last up, for your seventh and final mounted strong attack, you will rush forwards, firing off arrows to both sides before you finish with 2 more final bursts. Let's hop off our mount and check out your ground-based strong attacks. Your unmounted first strong attack works quite similarly to the mounted version, in that you charge it up to increase your damage and area of effect, and it can be added onto the end of your other strong attacks for a faster charge version. While charging, a target appears on the ground, growing over time, and you can move this around with a control stick. When you release the button, you will fire off a volley of arrows into the sky, which will then come raining down on that chosen area. A fully charged version of this will also rain down with fire arrows, which piles in a lot of damage for those unluckily caught within it. Let's run through the other strong attacks a bit quicker. Your second strong attack is a hit up with your bow and shot, which lets you juggle your foes. Third up is a jump back and blasting arrow. Fourth is a volley of arrows into the sky, which will rain down right on top of you. Fifth, you will backflip and fire out 3 blasts. Sixth, you will jump from left to right, firing arrows the whole way. And seventh is a flip up into the air and a triple blast arrow down below you. All in all, the Bow Knight's moveset is surprisingly solid. I enjoyed the previous infantry archer movesets already, but the mounted moveset is just a solid upgrade. The forward arrow shot is a lot better than the volley into the sky, because a lot of the enemies that you want to actually damage with it can easily just escape your damage zone. Now, with all of the Bow Knight's attacks covered, all we have left to do is cover your class abilities and then put everything together to see how it ends up. Let's take a look at your class abilities first. As I mentioned briefly in the Barbarossa guide video, the Bow Knight comes with Bowfare, which is a very nice ability to have. This increases their critical hit rate with bows, which can significantly increase your damage potential overall. This can be really good for ending the life of any flying enemies that you run across even faster. Last up, you also gain Gauntlet Buster level 4, which increases your damage to Gauntlet's users, which in this game, bow users are the counter for. At the end of the day, there's not a lot else that needs to be said, because the Bow Knight doesn't really have any competition. If you want a bow-wielding masterclass and your name isn't Claude, this is your only choice. Thankfully, they do come with a good moveset, and they certainly don't drag their feet in the damage department. There are many characters in this game that are sort of pushed down the archer road from their class recommendations, and going forward with that is rarely, if ever, a bad idea. Go on and fire away. Big thank you to my top Patreon supporters, Henry Gutierrez and Shin Lu, as well as to everyone else who supports me over on Patreon. Without them, this video simply couldn't have gotten made. If you would like to support this channel doing what it does, be sure to check out the link in the description or find me on Patreon under Shanebrain. Thanks everyone.